Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the Victory Post podcast. And today I'm very excited because today we're going to be continuing our conversation about everything first form. And to recap on part one, we did talk about Brooks' fitness journey and overall journey, of course. And we also talked about first form core values and the culture. Okay. For this episode, we're going to talk more about our first form product, especially their supplement or their protein powder is being made. Okay, we're also gonna jump more into the core values and if and how first form will be right for you. So stay tuned and enjoy this episode because I'm excited. Okay, all right, let's get right in. Talk more about the drink you drinking right now.
All
You
right.
know?
Well, I will say this is not an advertisement. I've
Yeah.
actually just a little pick me up here. But first of all, we actually did finally come out with an energy drink, which I honestly believe probably our in-house people. We probably are the number one customers of this just because we work very long hours over here. And this isn't me saying that, like, oh, we work so hard. It's like, yeah, we do. But I will say, like, a lot of us, we spend genuinely more time here than we do with our family, than we do with friends outside of these walls. I honestly spend so much time in here. A lot of my closest friends are my coworkers. But on top of that, while we're here, it is something that can be, a little bit draining. And having something that actually does taste good and picks you up, I like these because for me, I've had other energy drinks before that are just a little bit too sugary or a little bit too sweet. They have just almost like that punch in the taste buds that, truthfully, I'm not looking for that at 10 o'clock in the morning. I want something that's a little bit more clean, a little bit more mild, but it does give me that nice little pick me up without that nasty crash at the end. And honestly, that's why I like our energy drinks. We have 4 flavors right now. We've got cherry lime, we've got citrus lime, we've got the blue raz, and I might be a little bit biased here. And I mean, I will say and point out that Andy's usually drinking this on the podcast. So I'm not saying that the orange sunrise is the best flavor, but I am saying that if you don't like it, there's probably something wrong with your taste buds. That's all I'm saying.
Uh, well, nice. Thanks for talking a little bit about that. Yeah, I'm also a testing. Although I don't drink energy drinks or coffee or anything like that, I was a testimony to that. The first time they brought it up during the what was that? What show was that when they came up with this? Um,
Was it the megawatt?
no, I mean the show. You remember the first time they brought this up? They brought it up during a event at First Form.
Oh, I remember
The
now.
Summer
Yeah, we
Smash. The Summer Smash. Yeah, when they brought it up during Summer Smash, man, I tried it and I really loved it. I really loved it. I suggested that to my friends and everyone. And even my group right now, my MBO Fitness Transformation Group, I did suggest that to them. They take first from supplements. My clients from San Diego right here, she takes first from product. She's in love with everything first from product. And so first from might be amazing. And it's not just the product, it's the people. So yeah, so I really like that energy drink. So what more can you talk about first form? Let's go, man. Talk
Hey,
more
I'm
about
not
first
gonna.
form.
I won't hold back on you. I know I'm kind of teasing it a little bit, but I will say, like, as far as like our main line of supplements, and especially with the people that are watching and tuning in right now, I would say, like, for our bodybuilders, the people out there that one, they want to make sure that they're getting supplements that don't have any, we'll just say, banned ingredients or ingredients that aren't clearly listed on the label. The one thing I can tell you for us is we take a lot of pride in the fact that we actually do third party testing on our products. We do all of our manufacturing in an SQF level 3 FDA inspected facility. I know that that's a whole bunch of letters and numbers just kind of jammed in there. But to make it really simple, we actually pay for our products to get screened to make sure that anything that is not on the label, so let's just say any of these ingredients pop up and they're not clearly listed, they are not going to allow us to send that product out the door for a consumer to buy. That whole batch would get scrapped, it would get thrown away, and we would have to start all over again. And I know that that's also really important when we talk about protein powders. Like our level one, this is our sustained assimilation protein, which means this is going to be more of your protein that you want to take, during the day as a protein alternative. Maybe you're on the go, you're in the car, you're stuck in traffic, you got a bottle of water, but you don't want to miss that protein meal. This is something that you can mix up on the go. And the other reason why I like this particularly, I'm sure there's people on here right now that we've all had bad protein experiences.
Yep.
I'm guilty of that. When I first started working out, I didn't know the difference in protein powders. I just went for the stuff that was the cheapest. I went for the stuff that had, the clearance. It was like the date of like the month prior, it was expired and it's like 75% off. And truth is, that stuff made my stomach feel like shit. Sorry if I'm not allowed to swear on the podcast, but the truth is a lot of proteins that are out there, you want to find one that's actually low temperature processed, which simply means that it's cooked at a much lower heat for a longer period of time. So the way that I use this, I use a chicken breast analogy. Most companies, they try to cook as much protein as fast as they can. So they have to use a high heat. Most companies, unless it's clearly put on the label, if you don't see low temperature processed, it's probably been processed at a higher heat. So what this means is they can cook more protein at one time, which typically means because they can manufacture more at one shot, the cost of that protein can be driven down. The problem is the quality and how that protein makes you feel is usually what gives people the upset stomach. They have this weird indigestion, they get bloatedness, like all the things that you don't want from a protein powder. That all comes from how it's actually made. And again, going back to my chicken breast analogy, imagine this. You have two chicken breasts. I'm going to put one and I'm going to put it on a grill. And I'm going to crank that bad boy up to 900 degrees. Now, your George Foreman grill is probably not going to get that hot, but most proteins that are manufactured with high heat, that's typically the temperature they're cooked at. So imagine what happens to that chicken breast. If it's at 900 degrees, one, it's going to get cooked really, really quick. And two, because you're probably cooking a lot of chicken breasts at one time, you can get them off and you can start throwing more chicken breasts on there. You can be cranking all day long with the grill. Problem, though, is what does that chicken breast look like when you take it off the grill? Most likely, it's charred. It almost looks like a piece of charcoal. But if you cut into it and you open it up, it's like, okay, that's chicken. There's protein. But how would that make you feel if you ate that kind of chicken? I know for me, I've had burnt chicken. My dad was not a very good grill master. Sorry, Dad, didn't mean to put you on blast on the podcast, but it is true. He tends to overcook things, and it didn't taste good. It made my stomach feel upset. Even though it was still a protein source, it wasn't a desirable form of protein. Now, let's take chicken breast number 2. Let's throw that into a crock pot, set it on low and slow. I'm sure everybody right now is salivating because I know bodybuilders love their crock pot chicken. But seriously, you cook something at a lower temperature for a longer period of time, what does that chicken breast look like? You go to pull it out of the crock pot, it's falling apart. It's white, it's juicy, it's plump, it's got flavor to it. I don't even have to ask you which one you would rather eat. The answer is obvious. So that's why I would definitely say when it comes to your protein powders, find one that has actually been tested so that there is nothing on the label that isn't clearly on the label, and find something that actually does say that it's low temperature process, because that is what's going to ensure that not only are you getting a quality form of protein, but it's also not going to give you the undesirable effects of bloatedness, upset stomach, and worst of all, those nasty protein farts. I think we all know what that's like too.
Yeah. Yep. We all do. We all do. Yeah, so very good information, and I hope my audience is watching. I'm really learning a lot from what 1stPhorm represents. So thank you for sharing. We're gonna move on. Now, I want us to talk about, so 1stPhorm. If someone wants to get into 1stPhorm, let's say be a Legionnaire or be a Legionnaire coach, such as yourself, or be something else, sponsored athletes, how do they go by doing that? Let's take it one step at a time. Let's start from maybe a Legionnaire.
Hey, this is going to be great for me to share my story with this, because I literally started as a customer. I got introduced to the brand when I went to a gym event, and I was actually blown away because, like most of us have been to a gym seminar for bodybuilding, you usually get a stick packet of protein or you get a little thing of like, a goodie bag of products. Well, First Form blew me out of the water because I went to a gym event. I got an OGIO backpack and a full tub of protein. I was already hooked. I was like, okay, these guys are pretty cool. I want to see what they're about. I became a customer of theirs. I was buying products. I was using products. I was posting about it on social media. And the truth was, back in 2015, that's actually when we started the Legionnaire program. So I was actually one of the first 200 people that was brought onto the program. And the whole premise of the program was to give people that love the brand, who love the product, and then wanted to help people around them with health, with fitness, with supplement recommendations. We wanted to give them the opportunity to do so and not just give them a link and have them go out and try to sell product. What we actually did was we took the time to put together a comprehensive training program, which today we actually have inside of the program, where we don't just send you out to hopefully help people. We actually want to take care of you. We actually give you a full line of online videos where you're able to actually learn and understand nutrition, understand supplementation, have an understanding of working out as well too. This by no means would replace like going out and getting a NASM certification by any means. But our whole premise here is that most people that are just getting started on a fitness journey, they just need to start doing the basic things. Get their body moving, drink more water, prioritize protein, be mindful of the calories that they're eating. Obviously, we always stress this as well too. If somebody has greater needs or they have greater obstacles to overcome, we recommend like, hey, go find a personal trainer or take the initiative yourself, go get certified so that you can be that valuable resource in your community. But I digress. Not only do we give you a full training platform where you have videos and you can learn stuff, you actually get a Legionnaire coach. I'm one of those guys. I literally, because I've been a Legionnaire myself, I've gone through this process. It's not easy going out and helping people. It sounds like an easy concept, but having conversations, helping people with their nutrition, especially when they really don't want to, people don't like prioritizing their protein, it can feel very hard. But we also want to make sure that as a Legionnaire, somebody doesn't go through this by themselves. You get through our interview process and you get hooked up as a Legionnaire, you'll actually have a Legionnaire coach where you have the opportunity to work one-on-one with. Like genuinely, the majority of my day, I'm right here in front of my laptop and I'm working with people all over the country. I'm literally helping them figure out, how do we have better conversations? How do we actually improve their social media presence? How do I actually help them have conversations where they can bring up products and not just selling something, but understanding that person's goals, understanding what problems that they have, and being able to offer solutions, not just with products, but with whole food nutrition. Or sometimes maybe the solution of the problem, it's not a product at all. We teach them, how do we help people, not just sell them. Yeah, if there is something, like I know for me personally, I struggle getting in 5 to 7 servings of different fruits and veggies. That's why I like Microfactor. It's an all-encompassing daily nutrient pack that if I take one of these a day and I get in some extra servings of fruits and veggies, I'm at least giving myself the insurance policy that I'm not going to be lacking on key micronutrients that could negatively affect my overall health. But we don't just push people to buy products. We teach them, hey, you don't need this. If you can get in 5 to 7 servings of a variety of different fruits and veggies throughout the day, this isn't necessarily something that you need to work in. But if you're like me and you struggle and you have all the good intentions of buying the fruits and veggies, but they end up going bad in your fridge, hey, maybe this is something that would be a little bit more up your alley. So that's the Legionnaire program. Is we're not here to just teach people how to be salespeople. We're here to teach them how to actually help people in their community. And it also gives them a platform with us when you're working one-on-one with a coach that's in here at HQ. If we see that you're doing good stuff, it makes it a lot easier for us to go and talk to people like Andy, like Sal, and say, hey, I got this great guy, I got this great gal that's doing some really cool things, and I think we got to give her a little bit more attention. We should see if we can support her a little bit more. Just like I said earlier, you want to get something, you have to give something first. Yep. And I'm going to give away the secret tonight. So if you all got a pen and paper ready, If you want to be a bigger part of our brand, here's the only thing I want you to focus on. Go help more people, impact more people's lives. It's not just about our products. Yeah, we make a great product. I love the energy drinks. I love the supplements. I love all that stuff. But the truth is, if you're not helping people, if you're not moving them forward in life, that is one of the biggest things that we focus on. So if you are trying to grow with us, if you want to be a bigger part of us, I personally recommend the Legionnaire program because that's one of the reasons why I actually moved here in the first place. I saw success in the program and I had a desire and a passion to pass on my knowledge, my experience. Truth is, I made a lot of mistakes and I do my absolute best to teach what I did wrong so that people can go out and start doing things the right way first so they can see faster success, they can end up helping more people, and ultimately, depending on that individual's goals, if they want to move here to HQ and work in-house, or if they want to become a sponsored trainer or a lead athlete, this is definitely an avenue that anybody could do, and we would be here to help you every step of the way.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. This is an amazing explanation, and I hope everyone listening who wants to be part of 1stPhorm, I hope this really gets you there, because Brock really give the spell, go out and help people. It's all about that, helping people succeed, right? So Brock, thank you for sharing that. So we're gonna before I leave you though, I want you to give like maybe 2 or 3 tips or advice to the general public. Give them some tips, about how to be successful not only in life but also 1stPhorm.
This is an awesome question because I'm going to use myself here with this example. Okay. Do not limit yourself and what you believe is possible. I'm going to use me as an example. I went through a little bit of a seasonal depression this year, and I had a lot of limiting belief in myself. I didn't feel like I was sticking with my nutrition. I didn't feel like I was leading by example. And a lot of these negative thoughts that I had going on in my head, it negatively impacted me in a way where I was choosing to not move forward. I was choosing to be stagnant. So the one thing that I want to leave you with here tonight is whatever you feel like is shackling you down, whatever is holding you back, I want you to identify what is that thing, because there is something that caused it. For me, it was my lack of discipline. It was my lack of having a goal and striving for something that ultimately made me just feel stagnant in life. And that's a terrible place to be, because when you feel stagnant, when you don't feel like there's a reason to wake up, everything that you do after you wake up feels meaningless. It feels meaningless to get dressed. It feels meaningless to go to work. It feels meaningless to go to the gym. So I would say ultimately, find something that you are passionate, that you want to work towards, and remind yourself why you get out of bed every day. And don't allow yourself to be shackled down by the negativity or, well, I was, not doing things a month ago, so that means I shouldn't do something right now. No, you have a clean slate right now. Tonight, after you're done listening to this podcast, take some time, do a little bit of an inventory check with yourself. Get in contact with the guy up here or the girl up here and really figure out, do you have these unnecessary shackles that are pulling you down? And if you do, break them, because it's not worthwhile having those things weigh you down and slow you down from the things that you know that you can do in your life. So as an overall thing, that would be my number 1 tip. Number 2 tip, if we're going to talk specifically about 1stPhorm, I will tell you this. We as a company, we are going to continue to grow. We are going to continue to expand. And you know what we are going to need, and what you've been saying this entire time? We need more good people. We need more good people that are watching this show tonight to understand that you are a leader, whether you want to believe it or not. If you're here and you're listening to this, I know that there's a reason why you're here. I don't know what brought you here tonight. I don't know what got you to find this podcast, but hopefully the reason why I'm here tonight is to speak to you directly and let you know this. The world needs more of you. The world needs more people that are working on themselves, that can inspire other people to take control of their health and fitness. Maybe we don't get, a whole bunch of new bodybuilders through the people that you help, but maybe you help that mom, that dad, that brother, that sister, that aunt, that uncle. Maybe you are somebody that is going to change somebody's life from you simply being a good human being and working on yourself and progressing your life forward. So that's going to be tip number two is no matter where you're at in life, no matter how you view yourself, you are somebody's goal. Somebody would love to give up their left leg tonight to be in your shoes. And I want you to remember that no matter how hard the days are, or how bad of a week or a bad month that you're having, somebody does have it worse than you. And if you continue to move yourself forward, you are naturally going to bring people along with you. A rising tide raises all ships. So continue to do what you do. It's okay for you to be yourself. And if you focus on you and your goals and you continue to get better, you're naturally going to help the people along the way. And that's one of the things that we look for in this brand. We want to see people do that. So I encourage you, if you want to be more of a part of us, continue to be the best version of you and help people along the way.
Wow. Wow, you this was deep, man. Man, I almost cried, man. I almost shed some tears. God. Good, good. So yeah, so for everyone watching, I want to thank you all for coming to this podcast and watching me and Brooke talk about everything 1stPhorm. And I'm glad that you are on here. And my hope for you guys is that you do learn a lot from this. Okay. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to, DM me or, whatever means, just comment or DM me and I'm going to get you to the right people, such as Brooke himself. So thank you very much for listening in. And Brooke, thank you very much for coming. This has been very insightful, very interesting, and very fun. So I hope you have a great day. Everyone watching, you all have a great day. Thank you very much and see you on the next episode.
Thank you for having me. Hope you all have
Yeah.
a good night.